116 Hotline.
It's Sadie.
And Satana. And welcome back to 116 Hotline. If this is your first time here, hello. If this is not your first time here, welcome back.
Yeah, do your nails.
116 Hotline is a podcast where we talk about anything and everything
under the sun.
Why?
Because it is ours.
Yes, and not only ours, but yours. As like a safe space, and we love you. We love connecting with you. And we are coming up on the last few episodes of this season. Sadie, how are you feeling?
Yes, ma'am. I am feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed for it. I'm ready for a little break. I'm sure you are too, just on top of, everything else going on in life that, we've been busy with. So yes. I'm looking forward to it.
I know. I feel like it's gone by really quickly.
Literally.
Because we do school year seasons, and it's oh my gosh, it's gone by really quickly.
It really has.
Time just escapes me sometimes. I'm like, oh, it's already it's going to be June, literally next week.
Oh, it is. Already.
Yeah. Already June next week. That's crazy. And the weather has been so bipolar here.
Yes.
That you can't even make it up.
I know. It's been rainy one day and then super sunny and hot one day. Last week was kind of cold.
It was
kind of chilly. I was like, in May, some of my kids, they had to put their jackets on just to go outside.
Oh yeah, I was wearing long pants last week. For sure.
I was like, in May, it's crazy.
I know, but is this supposed to be April showers, May flowers?
Yes.
Total opposite in Oklahoma, you guys. I mean, what you been up to? I feel like I haven't seen you.
Okay, so honestly,
I swear to God,
we have not seen each other in a couple of weeks. I feel like we've just been crazy busy up until the very last few weeks for me for work, and she's got a lot of things going on for work as well.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes I stalk Sadie on Find My Friends. I'm like, where is she at today?
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I stalk her all the time.
I'm like, what is she doing?
Dude, we literally have each other's locations. So I'm not just you, but then I look at all my friends. But then I'll be like, where's Satana? I was like,
I do that for Val too sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch up to? I'm like,
when I'm bored,
where is she at now?
But then it's so crazy because it's kind of almost a weird addiction but then in the most
a safe way. You're like, okay, they're good.
Because I used to never do it, but then Nikki's the one that got me on it because I was like, I share location with you, Jesus, Nikki, Val, Anna, Brian, obviously, and my cousin, right? And then so Nikki goes, well, I always check my friend's location at least once or twice a day just to make sure everybody's good. I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. So then one day I'm like, and I never knew that you could just do it from clicking the Find My Friend thing because I thought that you would have to go click. What I used to do back then, I would go to your text message, then click your name and look at the location.
Girl.
So when you taught me the Find My Friend thing, I'm like, all you got to do is type in Find My Friends, and I'm like, where are they? I was
it's really easy.
It's so easy because I can see a list of all of them. I was like, what's Satana doing in Collinsville? I was like, oh, she's right here by her mother-in-law, right by my house.
Yeah.
I was like, why is she in Tulsa?
I know. Every time I go to my mother-in-law's house or I'm by my mother-in-law's house, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm gonna tell Sadie I'm right outside her house.
Oh my God, I love it, but it's just for safety. I'll be stalking y'all too. Don't worry, girl.
It's normal.
Ain't no shame.
Normalize safety with your friends, and if you don't share location with your friends, you need to, because seriously, just in case, you never know what's gonna happen or what can happen.
At least with one person that you can trust.
At least one person for sure.
I was talking about this with Fircell one time because I share my location for Fircell and Leslie too. Obviously, which Leslie's all in freaking Germany right now.
I know. I keep seeing your videos.
And so I was talking to Fircell. I was like, oh, okay. So, she was hanging out with me one day. We had dinner. It was a late dinner, and she hung at my house. We were just chopping it up, and it was 12, right? And her husband was calling her. Her husband goes, are you okay? Because she doesn't get home that late. She goes, no, I'm just at Sadie's house. We're just literally, chatting and catching up. And he goes, it is 12 o'clock, almost 1 a.m. Because her eyesight's not the best at nighttime. So she goes, and she lives in Claremore. He goes, it is 12, almost 1. You need to start hitting the road. And she goes, no, I'm fine. We're going to come back. And then he goes, do you just need to stay the night there? I was like, girl, you can stay the night. So then her husband was like, you need to come home now. And then she goes, okay, I'm fine, I promise. And then after that, I'm like, does he not have your location? Does he not see that you're at my house? You're just in my house. You're safe. And she goes, no, we don't share locations because he doesn't like that or something. I'm like, girl, that's your husband. I was like, that's your husband. I was like, you need to share location just in case.
Yeah.
And I think she says something about he has a Samsung and she has an iPhone, something like that too. And then she goes, and then I asked my sister because she has an iPhone. I'm like, hey, Marianne, do you want to share locations, just so we can like double check each other?
Yeah.
And she goes, no. I was like, she don't want you to be in her business, which I get, but at the same time it's like just to share with someone for safety,
At least one
because
person, like you said.
nowadays, girl,
You not like, you could be at Walmart and someone be trying to scoop you up. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. So just in case, you never know. And like they have apps like Find My Friends, Life 360.
I have that too.
So you can use it across Samsung or Apple.
Yes.
And then I like how it shows you like where someone's on the road, like how many miles they're trying. So I was on the Family Life 360, but I took
With your
myself
family,
off.
right?
Yeah, but I took myself off because I was
Why?
like, I don't like everybody being my business.
Oh, your family used to have it together, right?
Yeah.
I thought because I heard of that from y'all, and then Brian's family does it. So for some reason, Brian and our iPhones wasn't compatible. We couldn't do our Find My Friend thing. So then he invited me to a Life 360. So it was only me and him. That's how I tracked it. And every single time he would drive to work and stuff like that, I'm not the biggest fan of it because it alerts me every single time. Everything.
Yeah. Oh, they left home. That's one thing that I didn't like.
It was kind of annoying because
Because you're like, I just need to know, like, emergency wise. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to know if they've arrived at home. Like,
which I guess for future references for your kids and stuff like that, like I can see that being a convenience, But then, like, for example, my auntie in Fresno, whenever they came to visit, they're like, oh, well, we have a Life 360 with the family with the kids, and I was like, oh, she goes, you want me to add you? And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I'll be nosy and look at the kids, and now. It was every single time one of them leaves the house or arrives, I'm like, oh my gosh,
they've left their bedroom.
Literally, I'm about to
mute it.
I don't know if you can mute it. Can you?
I don't know.
But it was just so annoying because I'm like, okay,
that's why I deleted
I love
it.
you. I care about it. And then from Brian too, it would like alert me every time. But then now that I have Find My Friends with Brian, I'm like, maybe I don't even need Life 360. But like you said, I also do like, because one time it alerted me, and it says that Brian made a risky drive from home to blah 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 because he was driving so fast. So it tracks all of how fast you've been driving, like you said, and everything. And I'm like, oh, I was like, so why were you speeding, huh? He goes, I wasn't. I'm like, bro. So
I got alerted. You were speeding for some reason.
And then did you know that it also alerts you if, for example, someone on there has gotten into a crash?
Really?
Yeah, my teacher, her kid got into a crash. So it alerted her immediately on Life 360 saying that, so and so possibly got into like a heart collision or something.
Oh,
and she was like, why did you just say that? So she was like so scared, so she called, and the son wasn't picking up, and then like she called again, and he crashed.
Wow.
Yeah, he crashed. He got in a crash. I was like, so I mean, I see the pros in it, but it's kind of like, I don't know,
emergencies only.
Yeah.
But then I guess it has to track, so that way it could tell you when there's an emergency happening. So I don't know, it's like a kind of like a double thing. But all that to say, share your location with at least one person.
Share your location.
Just in case, you never know.
You know, the crazy thing is too, whenever sometimes I like to go to the gym like late at night, right?
Yeah.
I'll randomly text Amy too. I'll like randomly text Amy and Nikki and be like, hey, just letting y'all know I'm at the gym right now.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, just be on alert. It's crazy that we have to live in this world,
Girl.
especially us as women.
Girl.
I be like, hella, because I used to be so oblivious, like, oh, whatever. I'll stay in the parking lot at nighttime without my cars being locked, because I'm just chilling, scrolling, in my car.
Yes.
But I've been seeing lots of things online where I'm just like, I need to
You
watch
gotta be
out.
more alert about your surroundings.
Like you say, even in a public shopping place. Like I've heard of like, stories where just like, especially if you have
as
kids,
women, like you just cannot. You could be looking the most like scrubbiest you can be, and there'll be somebody like, hey, can I get your number? And it's like, leave me the fuck alone.
snatching you up and everything else.
Yeah, all that to say, please practice safety, even if it's just with one person. Like, share your location, tell people where you're going, because you never know in this day and age.
I should have tagged you in this one video I saw on TikTok of a girl said she was walking her dogs with her mom in a hiking trail, and there was a guy that came up to her and her mom, and they walked past each other, and then like later on the guy came back around and was trying to say something about, hey, do you guys have a phone? I need to use a phone because somebody's following me, like trying to play victim, right?
What?
And then it was kind of, she got like weird vibes from it, so she gave some pretty good tips on there, which I screenshot because I'm like, I'm never gonna go hiking by myself.
You never know.
But then you just never know. And the guy was trying to say something like, somebody's following me, can I use your phone? And she goes, well, my phone's about to die right now, and I'm actually on the phone with my husband, blah blah blah. And she said that, she said something about no, not the phone. She said something about her phone is about to die or something, and the guy was like kind of getting closer, and then all of a sudden she saw like two of the guys kind of surrounding, kind of coming in towards them too. And she said that the first thing to do is don't panic and don't try to say you're gonna call the police or try to grab your phone, because she said that when the moment you do that, that's whenever they attack, or something like that. I'm like, ooh, that's creepy, because that would have been the first thing I would have done.
How did she get out of it?
So I think she was trying to talk her way through it or something like that, and then like she was trying to be like, well, we have to go because me and my mom, the dogs, and she was trying to stay as calm as possible. And then like I think she was kind of talking to them, and also they just kept walking, and then the guys were kind of like walking like walking behind them, but they kept like, they sped up, and they finally got to an open area with the parking lot, and then the guys kind of stopped. And then she said she called the cops immediately after, and the cops said that sometimes at the hiking trails there's a lot of guys and people there that would just try to harass you to scare you, but at the same time you just never know, you know. So I'm just like,
I would rather be safe than sorry. Like, I don't know, see, that's why those times I'm like, oh, you know what, I could, if I was a concealed carry person, like for those purposes, where you're just like when you're going on alone, or when you're like going to the creek and stuff like that, it's like you never know, because people do crazy shit, and you never fucking
I didn't think about that, even the creek and the river and stuff like that.
We need to go to the shooting range.
I want to,
just so we know how to use a gun.
I've been to a couple of times, like years and years ago,
really,
with my ex. But yeah, so like, I mean, it's so fun. It's like, I was like, I'll show you. I mean, first I was like, it was pretty fun. I was like, ooh, it was hell. I was like,
you turned to the side.
So freaking ugly.
Were you like,
it was funny because whatchamacallit, like, you know, obviously my dad and my brothers, they have some, you know, just because for one, hunting, and for two, safety, like you said, you know, especially when they live in their own house. But Stephanie, the one that I watch her kids, you know, like they live out in, like, they have land and everything, and they do like shooting in their backyards all the time for, like, you know, because they also deer hunt.
Okay.
And so there was like, you and Brian need to come so we can go shoot. And I was like, heck yeah. I was like, I need y'all to teach us, especially with their rifles and stuff, you know, just like to shoot like on targets, do like for fun, the shooting range, like you said.
Yeah, I have seen videos, and I'm like, I think that's the only way I would be comfortable practicing, because Danny has tried to get me to do it before, like at his parents' house, but I'm like, I just don't feel like it's a safe enough environment. Like, I need it to be like enclosed, where this is just for practice shooting. Right. I know that I'm safe behind the barrier. You know what I mean? Like, I got the whole goggles on, and like
the goggles, the
got
ears,
the setup. You know, like the whole thing. Like, I just need a little bit more safety precautions. So maybe, I don't even know if do we have any indoor? I don't know. See, I don't even know.
There's one in Tulsa, like right off the highway, like 11th and something. It's called A something. I
know, but see, isn't that scary? And then I also have like gun paranoia too, where I'm like, oh god, like, you know,
what if something?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like a double-sided thing. Like, yes, protect yourself, but then, like, you know, you never know.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the crazy thing about like I mean, Stephanie and I were talking about it. We're having a conversation about it because her son goes to like a private school, right? And then she goes, you know, like, and she had a conversation with someone, I forgot, where they're, on the other hand, they're like, for their kid, they want their kid to be homeschooled because of everything going on in the world. And then she goes, you could literally just go to Hobby Lobby and something can happen, like a shooting can happen, you know? So kind of like what you said, like, you could just go to Walmart and people will still try to like snatch you up.
Yes.
People, like, there's crazy things in the world, like these evil things in the world, that it could happen anywhere. So I think it's just very, very important to stay aware.
Oh, not only aware, but also, like, I don't know if you do this, like, I think like the first time I thought about this was after the Aurora shooting in the movie theater.
Shooting.
That was like the first major shooting in like the movie theater. Aurora, Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
That it was the guy that they were doing like a Batman movie premiere, and he's the one that shot up that movie theater.
Oh my god!
And so now, like ever since then, every time I go to a movie theater or anywhere, I always make sure I look for an exit.
Look around.
Like when I get there,
I didn't think about the exit part.
Especially movie theaters, like that triggered my PTSD. Where like every time we're in movie theaters, I always look to see where the exits are.
That's smart.
But not only movie theaters now, it's like, you know, in stores when we're shopping, I'm like, okay, gotta know where the exits are, just in case of an emergency. You know, I know where to go to, especially with the kids. You know, like you just in case.
Have you ever experienced anything kind of like that, to not necessarily to that extent, but just like a you know, alarming situation?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, at the Zhang party.
Oh yeah. You were young,
Girl,
young too.
I was so fucking scared.
And his whole little family.
I'm pretty sure my dad and them were scared too because they never experienced anything like that. But we were crying because it was scary.
Yeah.
And then my dad was
Y'all were
like,
on the news.
and my dad, were we really?
I think it was either you or your sister.
And my dad was like, why are you guys crying? And I'm like, bro, I'm fucking
traumatized.
I'm like, it just happened. And he's like, you guys don't need to cry. It didn't happen to you guys. And I'm like,
You
okay.
still experienced
So you
it.
processed that differently. And this was literally like 2 seconds after it happened.
How old were you? Like 16, 15?
We were probably like 15, 16
You
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scared. That was like the first time I ever heard a real gunshot. It literally sounded like a balloon popping. That's what it sounded like.
Loud.
It was like pop, 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 pop. And I was like, what was that? And all of a sudden you realize like that's a gun.
What had just happened?
Yeah. So that happened to me one time. That definitely triggered me.
I think at such a young age too. Heck yeah, that's triggering.
Dude, because now that you hear every song, you're like, that
You're like,
definitely
oh,
wasn't a balloon. You know?
No, it
like,
wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's scary. But it also makes sure that you are, again, making sure you're aware. Because we weren't aware. We're just like, oh, yeah, we're at a party.
You're at a party, dancing, like just being, having fun as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember something for me, kind of similar, but I was a lot older, obviously. It was me, Leslie, Amy. Remember, we were downtown. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm laughing. That's how I cope. I'm laughing now because now thinking back,
now it's funny.
Now it's funny. In the moment, though, I was like, oh gosh, I'm really in this situation right now.
And I think when that happened to you guys, it was literally a little bit after that Pulse nightclub shooting happened.
Yes.
In Florida. It was like
it was
literally like around the same
time. Yeah. And I feel like I was okay, but I think Leslie and Amy were probably a little like tipsy or whatever. But mind you, again, it's kind of same
out and having fun.
Out having fun, music's loud, you can't really hear a lot of things. But then they had to shut everybody and they had to evacuate everybody to the restroom. So we were like stuck in the girls' restroom.
Yeah, they just like cut the music off and was like, everybody.
They're like, everybody calm down. There's said it's been said that there's like an active shooter around the area. Everybody, please go into the bathrooms. We're gonna turn on the lights off. So we were in the bathroom, the lights off, on our freaking like knees, and we're like with our heads down. Yeah, it was crazy. And I was like, is this really happening right now? I was like, it was just one of those moments where you're like you blacked out because you're like, wait, really?
And the adrenaline.
I was like
kicking
what?
in, yeah.
So we were in there for a minute, and then some people went through the back, like you said, because they saw exit door. They're like, "Oh,
yes.
fuck this!" So they went through the back.
Yeah.
And then we were thinking about doing that, but then the waitress and waiters were like, "No, you guys need to stay in here." Blah, blah, blah. We were in there for maybe, I want to say, not even 15-20 minutes, and then they eventually had everybody come out. And they're like, "You can stay in here for safety until it's clear, or you can leave." And then we stayed for a little bit, and then when it was clear, we walked out and we left. And I was like, we're never gonna tell my mama about this because she would never let me leave the house again to go downtown. It was the craziest thing.
Wait, the real question is, did you guys go home that night, or did you guys end up partying?
No, we went home, girl, of course. But then the next weekend, we're like, hey. And we're joking. That's why it's funny because we were joking about it. We're like, oh, not that happening to us downtown. We're like, by the way, next weekend, same time.
Well, one thing that I did learn in active shooting when I worked for the city, because you have to go through training.
Yes.
No, is when we were at the courthouse, because you have to have some just in case.
Yes,
there's an active shooter. They said the first thing you want to do is make sure that you can leave. Make sure you can leave. That's like the first thing. If you find an exit or you see an exit, make sure you like leave and put a building between yourself and where that place is.
Oh.
So let's say if it was the bar, right? Mm-hmm. You want to make sure you're at least like 2 buildings away from and just don't look back. Just run. Think about yourself. Just run.
That's actually...
that's like the first thing they say. Like, don't stay in the building. If you can, just find your exit and get the fuck out.
That's good to know, because my first instinct would be duck down, hide.
No. They say first thing, but that's why you got to make sure you know where all the exits are. So you can just get ready and escape and put a building between you and where that place is.
Makes sense. That makes total sense.
And then they said, I think that was the first thing was run away. Uh-huh. The second thing is if you can't, make sure you can find a place to hide. Mm-hmm. And then if you're in the same area where the person is, fight. If you and there's other people, like, you guys got to team up and get ready to fight and take down that gun. That's like the first thing.
Oh my god,
isn't that crazy? Like,
do you guys it was like a video that you guys had to watch training?
No,
stuff?
We had to actually play it. Oh, yeah. So somebody was playing the active shooter, and we actually had to play it. It was like actually kind of scary.
What, you did? Mm-hmm. Oh shoot! I mean, it's a courthouse, so yeah.
yeah, it was pretty scary. But I was like, okay, good to know though, just in case you're ever in that predicament.
And I do a whole lot of things like on my own, you know, just shopping in general, right? Or like running errands. So ever since I've been more alert and older now, and just seeing things online, I'm like, it kind of scares me to think about it, but at the same time, like you said, just to be aware is a good thing, because you rather be aware than not like be like oblivious to everything, right? So even like earlier when I was at Ross, I was like waiting. I was like, the parking lot is broad daylight, but there was a truck that was parked on the side with two guys in it. It's probably like a work truck. Who knows? But you never know, right?
You never know.
They were just sitting and chilling in the truck, and I'm like, I pulled to the front, and they can have like a clear view of me, and I'm like, I mean, you don't want to think anything of it, but just in case. So I had my doors locked and everything. My windows were barely rolled down a little bit, and I'm like, making sure my location was on, just in case all of you guys just look. I'm like, okay, even though I'm in Ross, it's broad daylight in the parking lot, there's a random truck right there that's parked on the side. So I'm like, you know, just like being extra alert. And I guess they were just probably guys on lunch, whatever, but still, it's like,
you never know.
It's crazy that we as women especially have to look around our surroundings and just to be like on the lookout, because
And I've honestly, like, I feel like we grew up like being aware of that that we're women, that we have to be
an easy target,
that we're easy targets, and that also have to be prepared just in case something happens, or like always think of like worst case scenarios,
which
I hate. And then also I saw this video on TikTok, and this girl was on a running trail, and she's like, I guess like some guy, she was talking, literally making a video about trail safety, and then in the video there's literally a guy that like drove past her, and he's like, I love you, and then they stopped and they turned around, and his friend dropped him off on the parking lot. What? He ran to where she was, and then he was like, hi, my name is so and so, and nice to meet you, you're so beautiful.
Ew.
And then she was like gonna say hi, but then she's like, hi, actually. And then she like wrote in the caption on the video, she's like, and then I remembered I don't have to fucking be nice. And she's like, get the fuck away from me. And I was like, period. No, that part is like,
you have to,
especially with strangers, you don't have to be nice when they're being like disrespectful of your boundary.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I would have said the same thing, like, fuck off, like, get the fuck away from me,
bro. I don't know you.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, that's true. And so she does a lot of like trail walking by herself. So she's like, yeah, absolutely not. She's like, get the fuck away from me, I'm gonna call the cops.
I don't think in this day and age I could never go trail walking, even to like Centennial Park, by myself with headphones on. By myself, I wouldn't. I couldn't be. I couldn't.
I have to have my music on my phone on speaker.
Me too.
I have my daughter with me all the time, so it's like I'd rather us be safe than sorry, and then also be prepared just in case something happens. That's why I also have my keys with me.
Yeah. Oh. Pepper spray. Brian bought me a pepper spray a long time ago, but I don't.
We just need to go to the shooting range.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Jinx, you almost soda.
We're gonna be like this.
But then you gotta censor this part, okay? Ready? The hand part, ready?
Okay.
That was kind of like random, but then I mean, it just came up.
You know what? We probably. I don't know about you. I've been looking at a lot of videos about that for some reason.
It's been popping up for me.
See, there's a reason.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a reason for the season.
No, seriously. So anywhere you go, we're like,
please be cautious.
Share your location with at least one person you trust.
Oh, okay. So the 3 things we learned from this episode.
Yes.
Share your location with at least one person.
At least.
Be cautious of your surroundings because you never know. And number 3.
Always know where to exit.
Ooh.
I don't know, because like ever since you mentioned that to me, I'm like, ooh.
Now you're gonna realize it every time.
Me too. Somewhere. I am going to. I'm going to.
For me, especially, it's the movie theaters. That fucking shooting got me, dude.
I would have never ever thought of that. Never.
That's why every time we were in the movie theaters, I always look at the exit signs, the red lights, and I'm like, okay, exit here, exit there, exit behind me.
That is
movie theaters really trigger me because of that shooting.
Like, especially it's all dark in there. You just never know what's gonna happen. Like
it's I mean, like, I don't want to say, but it's like a confined space, so it's like if you were a person wanting to do bad things, like it's,
and not just that, but then like how loud it is. So like, you know, nightclubs and movie theaters are like the main like easy target,
especially areas. Nightclubs, because some of the songs have fucking gunshots in there.
They need to ban those, yo. It's
they
not
need
cool.
No, because it triggers me.
It does.
And you're like, what was that pop?
You're like, why? Like, okay, real quick before we end up, but music in general, because like I be driving, right? And one day I was driving, and there's a song I think from Brand Fayez that came on, but in the background is the sirens, like the police sirens. My ass was like, oh god, I'm getting pulled over. But I'm like, oh, it's just my music. So I had to turn that shit down real quick. I'm like,
See, that type of shit.
It's crazy, but.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
always be aware and stay aware. Stay aware and alert, just in case. You rather be safe than sorry.
And you never know what's gonna happen. Be safe.
We love you.
As always. 1, 2, 3.
As always,
we upload a new episode every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if we don't, make sure you follow us at 116 Hotline on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and TikTok.
There you go.
Yes, on all platforms. We update you guys. We are
On
delayed.
stories.
But you guys, we're coming to the end of the season. And for the last couple episodes, we just want to thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you so much for sticking with us and being patient. We'll try, like Tatiana said, we will try to keep you updated on our stories if it's delayed for the week.
Yes. Thank you for being here. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.